is your wonder? I don't hear any wonder here. Where's the glee?
I've
The autistic levels of interest. Okay,
Oh,
where
okay.
is it?
Actually, I'd like to talk about that as a concept slightly. Um, that was one thing that I thought was super interesting because of
Shall we not save this for the actual
like
live?
so have you uh have you heard like the
Should
descriptions of like heaven, right?
we gotta do this. Let's do it live. Let's do it live. Let's do it live. I accidentally disconnected my headphones. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I cannot hear anything right now.
Oh
I am
no.
in fact deaf. I am LARPing as a deaf guy right now. I cannot hear a single word. Okay, all
Oh
right. I
boy.
reconnected my headphones.
Can you hear now?
Why? What was it? Yes, I can hear you now.
But
What were you gonna say about autism?
yeah, have you heard about like what do you think of when you think of heaven? I think we've already talked about this before, but I just like talking about it because it makes me happy.
Heaven. What do I think about when I think about heaven? Um, I'll be honest, I haven't given it much thought. I always thought it was simply beyond my scope of imagination, so that I wouldn't really imagine into it. I'm kind of one of those persons where I'm like sometimes not understanding things is completely fine in life.
I mean, yeah, no, there's several mysteries that are beyond our current understanding, for sure.
I see heaven as one of them
Okay, like that's
because
a
I don't feel like any human want would technically really be there because it's supposed to be us becoming like our so going up there and shedding our skin, thus this like our sins and like what comes from like the wants of the flesh gets left behind. It's what I kind of interpreted it as. So I don't really see like what I would want or like in heaven to really be a what I would want in heaven when I actually get there, if I get there, kind of thing. Like so like how would I know?
fair enough. If what it looks like when everything's rightly ordered, it will
I
like
mean,
truly.
is that I don't know. Is that I don't know how what's the word? How well thought out that is, but that's just my interpretation of it.
Hi, Pathfinder. It's the background's kind of it's just for our talkie down things. It's a replacement podcast thing because I lost my other one when I switched PCs. I was
Can
lazy.
you technically have like a YouTube video playing back there?
Uh,
You just capture the screen.
I could. I could do that.
Except like you just do the dancing around one or something.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, just have that in the background or something.
I mean,
Some just look up 10-hour Minecraft parkour video or something. Subway Surfer speedrun.
yeah, yeah, there we there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's my interpretation. What is yours? What do you think? You did start the conversation leading somewhere, so I'm bringing it back towards you, Vera. I have your turn with the talking stick.
Well, I don't. My general like the best way I can describe it. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let me drag us real quick. Boop boop. Okay, can you say something again real quick?
Don't worry, the first thing I did was disconnect them.
Because I know we were setting up here, but yeah, I'll just generally chill. But yeah, but the thing is, I was mainly talking about it because there's the general, I guess.
We share your screen, by the way. I can't no longer look at what you
Yeah,
were.
but there's the general kind of not sure how else to describe this, but like cartoon, like childhood cartoon version of heaven, where they sing like "Good Father" and it seems like hell because it's just a bunch of people in white robes singing and shit. It almost sounded like I was describing a clan meeting for a second, but
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's like about it. I hate to distract you, but you are kind of sharing a gray screen to me, by the way. FYI, I just show your OBS so I can just look at us and actually see where I'm sitting at. Okay.
okie dokie.
There you go.
But so that
I've never heard the description of
uh,
it.
so I always kind of hated that version. But the way that I've heard it described, I forget if it was. I think it was essentially in Dante's Paradiso, where it's like they're excitedly kind of just talking about God who they love. So it's like essentially like an endless nerdgasm, kind of. You know, of like, here's this thing I love and I want to talk about it with everyone. It's more like that when it comes to like the singing idea of as opposed to like you're stuck in like a subpar choir is how I always imagine it. It like in the childish version of whenever they show it in cartoons and stuff. It's like I don't think that's what heaven is like. That doesn't look very heavenly. That looks pretty bad. Hello, Sky. How you doing? Welcome in.
I see. Well, uh, this- um, that's an interesting. I never heard of any of that, to be honest. I'm being honest here.
Oh
I
yeah, I
never
would
heard of
see
any of
like the
that.
people who like who, and then they also get turned into angels when that's not how angels work. Because angels
Yeah, I
aren't
was like, I thought.
people.
Yeah, I was like, I thought angels were a separate thing. They're
Angels are a
like,
completely separate thing.
yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought the angels were a separate thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of I guess a good I guess a benefit from you being shielded from popular culture is you get you got to miss some of the misconceptions, but that unfortunately means that you miss some funny stuff too.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking about it logically, right? Apparently,
Oh wait,
if
I'm a dummy
if
dumb.
if what's
Continue.
it called? If Lucifer was a what's the word? If Lucifer was an angel, right, at one point, and was then thrown cast down into hell, and got the fate he was at the same time of, or even before humans were created. Obviously, that's kind of two different origins right there off the bat, you know. And so I'm like, it kind of looks like I don't see the logic in it be us turning into them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, sorry, I've been adjusting slightly. I think YouTube has still decided to be a butt face and still not show up, even though that I reconnected it just to make sure that it would work. I hate multi-streaming.
It'd be like that sometimes, honestly.
Uh, but yeah, but I guess somewhat goes to the themes of heaven was the whole idea of like the what the saints are and who they are kind of thing. Because you grew up in like I'd say a very particular kind of evangelical, from my understanding.
I wouldn't know. That's how.
Yeah.
That's how.
So
I was only taught Christianity is just Christianity. I was not taught about the other like houses, other ways. None of that. I was never shown, exposed, explained, told anything.
yeah. So I'm assuming you didn't ever like learn what the saints were because it's only like a few of the more traditional ones that actually kept the saints.
Yeah, no, I was only mainly taught about what's in the direct Bible
Hmm.
and who's involved with that. Nothing else to like post
And even
revelations.
and even then, you guys lost some stuff. Like you didn't get Tobit. It's like a buddy cop thing.
I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what.
So it's Tobias and the angel Raphael going on like a little adventure, and there's all kinds of stuff they get into, like fish guts and a demon who keeps on murdering a guy's a girl's husbands. There's a lot of them. It works out with with the angel Raphael. It breaks the cycle, and it gives you some of the most beautiful parts of that are used in what would you call it? Uh, common wedding readings, I guess. Most of them are some of the best ones are from Tobit. Oh, yeah, hello, Abdi. Yeah, Pathfinder. The whole like Satan means enemy, so if Lucifer and Satan are necessarily the same the same
Well, as far as I'm
demon
aware,
is like it's
there's
debated.
never isn't I was like, as far as I'm aware, I mean, isn't Satan not referenced in the Bible, but Lucifer specifically, and only once or twice? Once, and then the other time as the oppressor
I mean, Satan is like mentioned, but again, it means
by
like
Lucifer.
enemy.
No, yeah, because isn't the translations of the original one? The original one was Lucifer when he fell, all that, and the other one was just the oppressor, right?
I mean, there's also like Jesus said, "Get behind me, Satan." So there is like references to Satan, but it's like maybe not that specific Satan, I guess. I believe the reason why Tobit was removed. Okay, it's closer to the adversary or accuser. Yeah, something like that. But
Yeah, so adversary. That's what I meant. Sorry, I don't know why I said oppressor, but I meant adversary.
yeah, that's what Satan means. But I think Tobit got removed because Tobit did good works. No, Tobias is Tobit's son. Tobit, why was it removed? Okay, well, I think that's most to some degree they're arguing over like Greek or not. Okay, where is a good? Okay, what's a good one to? What's the best source here? I don't know. It might have just partially been because it was found among like the Greek ones, but it was. I did. The reason Tobit was removed, along with the other Deuterocanonical books, it has to do with interpretation. I know, like to some degree, I heard people say that they didn't like they had a thing against Tobit because it said that Tobit was a good man because he buried the dead. So there was an idea of um that there can be like good people. So I think that was part of it. It could also be because it was found amongst, I think, Greek writings, and they couldn't find it in the original Hebrew, I think. So there was an idea of, I think, time period when it existed. Might have been some degree. And I think it was also because they say it might be more of a, I don't know how to describe it. Proverb, a tale? I don't know. Like, but the same thing is true for Jonah. So I'm not the best at describing this kind of stuff. No, this is a podcast setup, Dan. Because I lost my other one. So I wait. Yellow Youper. Oh yeah! Now all my alerts are gone. Yay! This is why I don't like making new settings. What is that under? Browser? Wait, what's sound alerts or? I don't even know which alerts. I have too many alerts now. Okay, yeah, it was that one. You could see it for like a few seconds. Oof. Yeah, no, I suck at everything. uh, basically, okay, yeah. Saint Jerome studied with Jewish scholars. Saint Jerome translated the Old and New Testament to Latin, aka I forget how to pronounce that, but yeah, it was Saint Jerome who was the translator. And the scholars say that the Book of Tobit was not part of the Old Testament. Yeah. However, during the time of Jesus, there existed the Septuagint, in which the Book of Tobit was part of. Yeah. There's also, if you ask like different scholars at the time, like different Jewish scholars at the time, they'd all give you like different answers of which books to include and which not to include. Like some had more than what we have now, and some only had the Pentateuch. So yeah, they were definitely not unified at the time. It was after the Bible was already put together by the Catholic Church with I forget which council it was so, but yeah, gave up on Gollum, but was playing a really fun PS1 furry game. Yeah. The voice acting was interesting for the parts that I was there. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, let me do the shout out thing. Ugh. Uh, yeah. Sorry. I'm always the best. Yeah, Council of Nicaea. Yeah. Also, Council of Hippo and Council of Carthage. Yeah, there's. I know that was affirmed at least 2 other times, but I didn't remember exactly which councils. I had like this whole binder on this stuff. I have no idea where I put it. Honestly, if I was gonna talk about the Deuterocanonical books, I'd probably do like a little bit more getting my thoughts together before like a proper thing. But but yeah. Uh, okay. So you did not have saints. Sorry. I have like super
Don't worry about it. No, I didn't. I don't think so. Not that I remember. Nothing like that.
but yeah. But yeah, so in the Catholic and Orthodox and I know some other like high church. I think Anglican still have saints because they're mainly change stuff just so that king could get a divorce. But parts of the Ethiopian church. Oh, the parts of the Ethiopian Orthodox have like a crazy amount of books. Um, the ones that they even have Enoch. If you've heard of Enoch, which is like
I have heard the word Enoch before.
yeah, well, Enoch was Noah's dad, but the Book of Enoch is the one where they say it's like the ones where about like the demons and stuff, where they like land on like a hill and then I think they piss and make gunpowder or something.
You don't know anything besides the word Enoch. Okay, so that is all new info for me.
Everyone but like that one like Ethiopian sect, I think, does not consider that scripture. It's definitely a historical book, and it does seem decently referenced, but not necessarily scripture. It's interesting. I but I wouldn't necessarily go there for and treat it like scripture. Especially from what I've heard from people, it's mostly very dry and just describing
Okay.
things.
All right. I did some googling into my old church and everything, and I
Hmm.
have words that might mean something to you about what it is from.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what these words mean. It's not like I have even
Okay.
being there. It's not like they told me this, but it says is an apostolic Christian church, Pentecostal slash apostolic
Okay. Pen or
Protestantism.
slash. Oh, wait, wait. Pentecostal apost. Okay. Interesting. It was Francis according to Gemini, which yeah, I'll look into it more than this. Um, branch of Protestant. Wait, Christianity that combines Pentecostal emotional worship with oneness theology, rejecting the Trinity. Huh. Doing baptism only in the name of Jesus, so they don't have valid baptisms. You believe in the Trinity, though, right?
Uh, what's Trinity again? I gotta get a refresh.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit. 3 persons, one nature.
Pretty sure we were taught that actually. That's like there could be it's like one person but could be but three parts to a person. Similar type of like topic.
It's three persons, one nature. It's
Well, not in that wording, but
but yeah, no, it's
I
it's
mean,
it's funky. It's really hard to describe the Trinity. There's so many heresies
because
just about
like
the
the
Trinity.
way I just see the word. Well, I mean, I just think about it as well. There's one God, but he could, who says he has to be contained in one thing? As a, I'm not gonna pretend like I
I
understand
heard someone
the
describe it, which I
nature.
thought was pretty well put. That it would make sense because God doesn't change. That he'd always be in community, so it would make sense that uh, the 3 persons.
In my
How?
mind, he could be or 1,000 people, but I still see it as one entity. You know, like that's just how my mind works. Because
It's funky. It's really funky to think about, and a lot of the time, it's like yeah. It's just like yeah. I got it. Yeah. With some things where it's like I don't go as deep into the Trinity just because I'm like afraid to touch on it sometimes.
well, you think my understanding of it is bad?
Uh, I mean, mine's not perfect.
Okay, but I'm the uneducated one here.
Yeah, but that means that you know, with great power comes great responsibility.
I mean, I guess, but you think I'm gonna okay? Like I'm not like gonna believe yours immediately either. I'm
I'm
gonna
just
do my own
saying.
research.
I'm saying there's a general thing about uh, there's different culpabilities. Like if you're taught the right thing but choose to teach the wrong thing because you think it sounds better, that's bad. So it's more, I guess, to some degree risky when you're already with knowledge, I guess. Then again, I'm not the best at this.
I feel like we should be able to discuss what we wish
Yeah,
in the
no,
best
it's just I
intentions way we can.
specifically have anxiety talking about the Trinity.
Okay, then let's move topic, I guess.
I can try to describe it better. You know what? I could just show you. You know what? I know what. This is a great intro. Let's do this. I know what to do. This will be a good intro to the Trinity. This is a this is a good explanation. The Trinity explained with the Nicene Creed. It's touched upon. I mean, basically everything that we believe is in the Nicene Creed, but getting more into the weeds of it. Hmm.
Okay, Patrick, tell us a bit more about this Trinity thing. Yeah, Patrick, tell us. But remember that we're simple people without
You
your
know I can't
fancy
hear this, right?
education and bull.
FYI, you're
I,
sharing your OBS.
yeah, but I was sharing it. And it should also whatever. Let me try again.
The only way the background noise is if you share the actual whole screen you're looking at, and then
Let
whatever
me try
background
again
is
because you said
happening.
you couldn't see it before last time.
Well,
Can you see
it's
it
here
now?
now. Yeah, I think it was
Okay.
just like the
This is
the,
not
the red
Redeem
hand
Zoomer.
thing.
This guy's way before Redeem Zoomer. This is 13 years ago. But yeah, it is surprising that it's a Lutheran guy, but it's still like described pretty well.
Okay, Patrick, tell us a bit more about this Trinity thing. Yeah, Patrick, tell us. But remember that we're simple people without your fancy education and books and learning, and we're hearing about all of this for the first time. So try to keep it simple, okay, Patrick? Yeah, real simple, Patrick.
Sure, there are three persons of the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, yet there is only one God.
Don't get what you're saying here, Patrick. Not picking up what you're laying down here, Patrick. Could you use an analogy, Patrick?
Sure, the Trinity is like water, and how you can find water in three different forms: liquid and ice and vapor.
That's modalism, Patrick.
That's a heresy.
What?
Modalism, an ancient heresy confessed by teachers such as Noetus and Sibelius, which espouses that God is not three distinct persons, but that he merely reveals himself in three different forms. This heresy was clearly condemned in Canon 1 at the First Council of Constantinople in 381 AD, and those who confess it cannot rightly be considered a part of the Church Catholic. Come on, Patrick! Yeah, get it together, Patrick!
Okay, then the Trinity is like the sun in the sky, where you have the star and the light and the heat.
Oh, Patrick. Come on, Patrick. That's Arianism, Patrick.
Arianism?
Yes, Arianism, Patrick, a theology which states that Christ and the Holy Spirit are creations of the Father and not one in nature with him. Exactly like how heat and light are not the star itself, but are merely creations of the star. That's a bad analogy, Patrick. You're the worst, Patrick.
All right, sorry. The Trinity is like this three-leaf clover here.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Patrick. Yeah, hold your horses, Patrick. You're about to confess partialism.
Partialism?
Yes, partialism, a heresy which asserts that the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are not distinct persons of the Godhead, but are different parts of God, each composing 1/3 of the divine.
And who confesses the heresy of partialism?
The first season of the cartoon program Voltron, where 5 robot lion cars merged together to
Forgot
form
about
one
Voltron
giant
is in
robot
this.
samurai, obviously.
I've never heard of Voltron.
Of course you haven't. It's not going to exist for another 1,500 years now, Patrick. Yeah, get with the program, Patrick. I mean, really, Patrick. I'm going to stab you in the face, Patrick. Okay, that was probably a bit much.
All right, I'll try again. The Trinity is like how the same man can be a husband and a father and an employer.
Modalism again.
All right, then it's like the 3 layers of an apple.
Partialism revisited.
These aren't
Fine.
leprechauns,
Trinity-
they're just Irish.
Is a mystery which cannot be comprehended by human reason, but is understood only through faith, and is best confessed in the words of the Athanasian Creed, which states that we worship one God in Trinity, and Trinity in unity, neither confusing the persons nor dividing the substance, that we are compelled by the Christian truth to confess that each distinct person is God and Lord, and that the deity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is one, equal in glory, co-equal in majesty.
Well, why didn't you just say that, Patrick? Yeah, quit beating around the bush, Patrick. Now let's all put on some giant green foam hats, get riotously drunk, and vomit in the Chicago River to celebrate our conversion.
I'll be completely honest.
Yeah.
That's I don't really see the heresy. I feel like all the different examples, including what he said in the end, I understood, and I kind of understood what he was trying to say with those examples in the beginning. And I thought for very simple explanations, I could just see them as without overcomplicating them. Like these guys were technically doing in my brain, which is annoying. Is like we just understand it in the most simplest form. That
Yeah.
it might be wrong, but we're trying to get the idea across.
Yeah,
Eh,
no,
eh,
that's part of why he famously did the, or at least is attributed to the comparing the Trinity to the 3-leaf clover. But yeah, the biggest thing, yeah, is that we don't fully understand it, but it's mostly through faith to like help.
Again, I don't know. I really just see it as it's it's all connected to one, a big, very simple version. One big God, but he could appear and do different things, do different things, but they're like the same, connected to the same bigger picture thing. It's this simple understanding of it from what I've just seen here and from what I've understood in the past.
Yeah, we'll go with that. not not too crazy. But yeah, your simple explanation, but when you read John 1:1, yeah, the kind of what was it in the beginning? The word was God, word was with God. Let me remember exactly what it is. USCCB. Bible. That's just history. Okay. Yeah, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Yeah. Was in the beginning with God, all things came to be through him, and without him nothing came to be. Came to be. Through him was life, and this life was the light of the human race. But yeah. There is the general idea of like when God spoke in Genesis, they say that that's basically was Jesus as the Word.
Well, if he's like God, which exists obviously out of time, everything existed at
Yeah.
the same time, it didn't exist. It kind of feels simple to understand this, no? Is that a simple concept?
I mean, to a degree, yeah, but there's a lot of times when people don't really think about it, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm in too much of stuff that involves that type of like thinking, like time travel or future or real actual like, okay, what does it actually mean to be omnipresent type, like
Yeah.
like writing that is just like kind of like duh to me. Like, okay, yeah, it's
Your cosmic
simple. Like,
wars, your warhammers, your that stuff.
yeah,
Well, it's good that
like
they help you
Slanesh,
grasp
the
the
god that
concepts.
like Slanesh, the goddess that was born from debauchery, technically always existed, but was this her manifestation point technically? But she always was, but wasn't.
Yeah.
But it's just that's how time works.
Yeah, it's funky. They say that the what is it? The cross is what all time revolves around.
Wait, say again, because I was kind of zoned out at a moment.
I think they say that cross is what all time revolves around. Is
Process?
the moment of Christ's sacrifice.
Oh, okay. So you're okay. Let me simplify it. You're allocating that to a like the anchor of our history point, right?
Uh, kind of, or more like we can still do good things because of the the sacrifice that he made in that time period, even when humans kind of already had access to grace, maybe not in the ordinary forms we have now, but because of Christ's sacrifice, that there were still like people trying to do good and things like that.
And this is in relation to question mark.
Yeah, it's just talking about the general kind of presence through all the time kind of thing.
Okay, I don't. Okay, I don't know how we got here, but
My
okay.
bad at describing it. I'm sorry.
No, I just didn't catch the transitional like
Yeah,
thing of
no, about the kind of what omnipresent means kind of thing, and also how like this action takes has ripples across all time, I guess, including to
but
what we
don't you
see as
understand? They
before.
always to our understanding of how we process the world, but to him it always happened and and always will be technically. He exists in all times.
But yeah, which is part of why
Other pres-
I know Protestantism will say that we're essentially like we keep like sacrificing Jesus over and over again when it's all just we're participating
What?
in the original sacrifice.
You see, I never heard that. All
Yeah,
right,
no. There's a
I never
lot
heard
of
that.
there's a lot of like it feels like we're like Protestants being like you're like trying to do this over and over again kind of thing where it's like no, we're just participating in that moment with the rest of the communion of saints, so that all of church throughout time kind of thing. Like every mass has that, which I think is really cool.
Okay, okay. Understand. I
But
do
yeah, I'm bad at
somewhat.
describing things, so you just yell at me and I'll try to make it better.
No, no, I get what you mean. Is that there's this action that you guys do that a lot of time gets misunderstood or misconstrued by this other church sect, where you guys mean it in this way, but they are saying it means this thing or trying to mean this
Yeah,
thing, and there's a
but
miscommunication there, either by accident or by just plain I guess not wanting to understand and
yeah,
normal ideology clashing of it
I mean
that they
it's not just theology. It's also because here's the thing
I
where it
said
makes it all muddy.
ideology. I
Oh,
said ideology.
ideology, yeah, but there's
I
ideology, theology, and then there's also just politics and history. Because it's like we don't want to deal with those filthy papists.
I wrap all of that in ideology, by the way. That's what
Okay,
I mean. When I say ideology, I mean what they think, what they were taught growing up, what they know, what the environment puts them to do, all shapes their ideology of what they put themselves for. So I wrap it all. I like simplifying things because it makes me not have to think about it as much in its own small categories. So I wrap a big pillow and say, good enough.
and both simplify and complicate things at the same time.
Anyways, you were going on. Actually,
Uh,
no, I kind of closed that off because I said I kind of that we
but
kind of came to understanding there.
well, I was also gonna say another thing that was interesting. My mom worked at a church for a while as like a bookkeeper, and I think they one at least one time they got like a threatening note in the mail. It's like take down my son from the cross. He resurrected, and it's like because they really don't like the idea of the crucifix, where we're remembering the sacrifice. But I think if you don't associate Jesus on the cross with the cross, I think you forget that the cross is a torture instrument, and you just think of it as like something pretty that you put in your yard, I guess.
I don't know. Whenever I look at the cross either without it or with simply Jesus on it, when I see Jesus on it, I just see it as a reminder of, well, the price that he paid for us, and also as a sign of like, remember he did this for you, thus reminding you that you can be saved. Type of
Yeah.
like it's a good thing type of thing. Remember that he did this for you, that your future is in his he gave his life for you, and you have the choice now to basically be part of his future
Yeah,
now
exactly.
more. Yeah. So when I look at it, that's what I just think. So I don't mean this is what happens when I'm so removed about it, like removed from all this like whatever is going on between the different like sector thingies. I
Yeah.
just I just kind of just put in the basic understanding of like, okay, well, this is a God that loves us and everything and wants us to join him. Then when I look at this and this and this, I'm like, okay, I think this is what they mean. I don't take the worst face interpretation as the first action. I might be in good faith, not in good, taking people in their
Yeah.
best good faith in actions.
Think such people like that don't understand why the cross is as important as the resurrection. Yeah, without the sacrifice, you don't have the resurrection that breaks death. It's not glorifying his suffering. Well, it is kind of glorifying his, like, it's his suffering was sanctifying. It's not just torture porn, I guess. It had a purpose, I guess. He tried to remind us what he went through to get where he has been for millennia. Yeah.
I see it as it's both a great and like remember what happened, but also look what he did for you. He gave you this chance. Be happy about it, right? Because he did essentially just died for our sins. I feel like it's like it could be a both things, at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. You can yeah, sure, Gamma. I don't promise anything, but
Yeah, I don't promise
chat
anything
and I
either.
will try.
I am very uneducated in the realness of this. I've only been taught this type of stuff by very much force. So even when I read something, I didn't really read it, if you get what I mean. As in, like,
Hmm.
I could read the pages and read the text and memorize it, but I didn't actually comprehend it
Yeah.
beyond memorization. I didn't actually think about the implications or put it all together as one cohesive lesson.
Oh, you're talking about oh, that'd be Samuel or Kings. When is he throwing spheres? Which book is he throwing the stuff? Okay, it's Samuel. Yeah. Okay. The Spirit of the Lord had departed from Paul, and he was tormented by an evil spirit from the Lord. So the servants of Saul said to him, "Look, an evil spirit from God is tormenting you. Your lordship will order it. We, your servants, will be attending to you. We'll look for a man skilled in playing the harp. When the evil spirit from God comes upon you, he will play it, and you will feel better." Interesting. Okay. Good as anointed. Okay, these verses explain Saul's loss of favor and David's rise to power. By approving the young man, Saul identifies David as as his legitimate successor. Two traditions in the Hebrew text about David's entry into Saul's service, the Greek translation retains only. An evil spirit from the Lord. Saul's erratic behavior is attributed to a change in the Lord's relationship with him. The Lord puts an evil spirit between and I can't read. Did God put evil into people? I don't think so, because that doesn't I don't think that necessarily makes sense with who God is, so it's more trying to understand what's actually going to a degree, because I feel like sometimes the Old Testament, the way it's described is perhaps another grasp at understanding that maybe didn't have yet. But yeah, so it was attributed to a change in the Lord's relationship with him. But I think also at the time, wasn't Saul already um he I'm trying to remember specifically what caused Saul to be in I think it was okay, yeah, disobedience of Saul. Okay. Oh yeah, because I think he took credit for what the Lord did. I think. Okay. Okay. Go now, attack Amalek, put under the ban everything he has. Do not spare him, kill men, women, children, oxen. Okay. So we're set up destroy. Okay, so because he specifically disobeyed what he was told to do. And they also took some of his stuff after he was told not to touch any of it. Okay. So he's already like disobeying, kind of. Yeah, Saul tried to hide that he didn't kill all the sheep and people he was battling, something like that, and it made God angry. Yeah. Which also.
Oh, I remember this. As soon as you brought that up, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. These verses explain Saul's loss of divine favor and David's rise to power. Yeah. The passage sets up one of Scripture's most dramatic contrasts. The author brings out the contrast between David, upon whom the Spirit of the Lord came from the day of his anointing, and Saul, who was thenceforth deserted by the Spirit of the Lord and troubled by an evil spirit. In other words, the passage is theologically intentional. It's not incidental detail. It's a statement about covenant fidelity and divine grace, I think.
I have a box of chocolate truffles. I'm gonna eat these morning. Disgusting.
I will say we disagree slightly on that, Pathfinder, because I do think that Mary was a special exception with the Immaculate Conception, but very special one where, again, she was only because of Christ's sacrifice that resounded throughout time.
The
But
chocolate. Delicious chocolate.
yeah, that's good. Is it dark? Are you a
Mm,
heathen white chocolate enjoyer?
why must we fight? Why can't anybody just enjoy whatever chocolate they like? Because I like all three. Why
I
must we look for controversy? Why can't we all enjoy chocolate together like good, nice people? Why do you seek this fair? Are you innately violent? Do you seek? Do you seek a rebuttal? Do you seek contesting of your ideologies here?
It's more I just don't like white chocolate. Except in very
But that
small
wasn't.
amounts.
But that wasn't the question at all. Nor was that. Nor was that the implications of I said I just like chocolate, and you just me over overstep.
Because comedy. But that's also why you're doing it too. Our bits are
What do you mean?
contrasting against each other. What am I gonna do?
Nah, I just like putting people on the spot. Nah, and put
Uh,
me on the spot. I just do it back better.
yeah.
I did actually mean everything I said, though. I do like all three chocolates.
It's like white chocolate in like very small moderation can be okay. But dark chocolate's the best. And it's healthier too, which is nice. And my rats can have it.
You know, Vera, if I wanted to care about healthy, I wouldn't be eating chocolate. You know, it's just I'm the type of person where like if I'm doing it, I'm doing it to indulge, and I know I am. I'm not gonna charade myself with I'm doing this, but the healthy way to just like I don't do that. I don't feel like that's lying to myself and my wants. If I want it, I understand what I'm doing, and I take it that way.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, still haven't
The
seen the
moment you use lies to hide up what you're doing or feel better about your doing, the moment you invite more sin into your actions
true
and more indulgence.
justifications and stuff can make it when you give yourself justifications can definitely make it easier to fall into what is it, cycles of sin. Yeah, I saw the kids movie David. Have not seen the musical. I haven't seen David at all. It's been a long time actually since I read the biblical story of David at all. It's been quite a few years actually. I need to go through everything again. I used to read it a
Same,
lot
same.
to go to sleep.
I also need to go through everything again.
Oh, got back from adoration and confession. Oh, sweet. I need to go back to adoration. I haven't done that in forever. I haven't done that since high school. Wait. Maybe I did
We're
it
waiting.
once or twice in college. Maybe.
Mm.
But it was a lot easier in high school because it was like set up by the school. But it was nice to do it. So adoration is essentially, so you know that Catholics believe that the bread and wine becomes the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Christ. So they take the host and they put it in what's called a monstrance and basically just spend quiet time in prayer with Jesus in a more direct form than normal. So they put the consecrated host in here, and then you generally
Oh,
they'll
this
put
thing. I've
sometimes
seen this thing
worship
before.
music on too and stuff like that. Or might read some readings or things like that. But it's mainly spending quiet time of prayer with Jesus in a more like I guess physically direct form. Kind of. He's in
On
the
an
room in a very special
unrelated,
way.
very unrelated, and out of the window type comment here.
Hmm.
Unrelated to anything. You know, they're making the first official live location of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria.
I think I saw that. It was in like Jersey for some reason.
Yes, it's gonna be in Jersey. I've been seeing so many memes of when the food is kind of mid, but then I see somebody getting pulled into a child getting put into the back room, and because I'm a fan, I don't do anything. It's just,
Boy.
it's just like it's canon. It's supposed to happen.
Oof.
Anyways, shall we continue the
Well, it's not
conversations
a
we've been having?
well, adoration is more it's like a come and go kind of thing.
Fair,
Huh?
fair,
Yes.
fair, fair.
What?
We're like how many? Probably like 30 minutes in. We haven't even covered one Saint Vera.
We kind of talked St. Patrick was
Fair.
alluded to.
We
Mary was
haven't talked
alluded
about one
to.
Saint Vera. We have not covered the video topic of today.
We were just
supposed to
talking
cover.
about stuff. I was more like it's the guide the guide they're not strict guidelines. They're squiggly.
I know, but you told me you were gonna cover so many that you're so excited. We haven't
I
even
do
covered
want to
any.
talk about okay, I'll try to figure out it's
Tell
just
me about your favorite.
okay. Hmm. Depends on what you're talking about. Also depends on mood to some degree. Because there's like some that are like, yeah, that's a badass, like St. Lawrence. So he was one of the first deacons, along with Saint Stephen. Did you
What's a
ever read
deacon?
Acts?
What's an axe? What's
Uh,
axe and
so Acts of
what's a
the
deacon?
Apostles. Hello, Kansas. How you doing? So Acts of the Apostles follows the apostles after Jesus' resurrection and the ascension to heaven, and or maybe the ascension's in there too. But uh, at one point they're like, "Oh, we're I think we're kind of neglecting some taking care of things like the widows and stuff like that, and kind of just like also like the doing physical good on earth kind of thing, taking care of your communities." So they came up with the deacons. So the deacons are ordained by the apostles, and I think also some of their disciples too. General still has apostolic succession, but and the one of them was Stephen. He was a cool dude, Stephen. No, there's a lot of VTubers who talk about Jesus. some better than others. I can think of like maybe 2 good ones. Most of the others, not a fan. But well, yes and no. Remind me to talk about Fulton Sheen in a minute. But
I won't because I don't even know how to pronounce that.
say it's 60s TV. I guess. I don't know. But you know what? I'll type it myself. I'll so I remember. Fulton Sheen. There you go. I'll remember. This so okay. That kind of exists. Oh, he's like way different from the Protestant ones, but it's like he's technically on TV evangelizing, so that's televangelism in a sense, but it's not like the prosperity gospel or anything like that, or a megachurch. It's just he's spreading the good news on TV, so it's like more old school televangelism, I guess. But okay,
I'll be
so
honest. Anything related to TV and just churches, I just immediately think of mega churches. To be
yeah,
honest.
exactly. Oh yeah, Mother
There was that
Angelica
one,
too.
with that one guy floating in the air by like a cord and everything. And
I haven't
like,
seen that one. I've seen a lot of like the screamy guys where it's like the spear and then they
You
like
haven't
fall
seen
down.
have you ever seen like the mega churches where they have like the pastor
Megachurch.
like in the sky
Mega church
flying
pastor
around on a
sky.
cord?
Okay, mega church pastor in the sky.
Flying, the pastor flying. No, go back,
Oh,
go
fly.
back.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
How many of them are there? Why are they mostly? Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything.
That's the middle one.
When the sky is cracked and Jesus Christ comes
What
again.
is the point of this?
Don't know. Correct. Go back and press the middle one. Press the middle one. Go back like to the
This
to where
one?
you were. Yeah, press the yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my.
It really be like this. This is the horrible part. It really
Oh
be
my
like, so this is what I
gosh.
imagine when I think hear anything with television and pastors. Like if that guy have
Definitely.
that kind of reach, this is the first thing that pops in my head.
Yeah, not good. Definitely not good. I think one of my old teachers was on EWTN. I think. They said that she looked like.
I like money.
Cheer 1, 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 cheer 1.
Thank you for the cheers. Let me actually see if I can find her real quick. I don't think it should be Doxy. No. Meme? Can I? I swear. Bing sucks at memes. Okay.
I must say, considering what you found out about what technical part of religion I was raised in, I found out with you today. I didn't know they were called that. So, and how I take in information and everything. Is it what you expected, considering?
I think it's. I'm more hope. I think that you've got a better like head on your shoulders than I would think based on that uprising. I guess. Oh, screw it. I'm the hard way. Even harder ways. There. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she was on EWTN. I've never seen. Oh my gosh, they had like a whole setup. I need to watch this. But yeah, she was my teacher in high school. Does Chief still work? Apparently it's called Truth in the Heart. But did not know that. I've never actually seen the show, but I heard that she was on a show, like, I think after she left. We're like, oh yeah, did you know that your teacher was kind of famous? And also, people made memes about how she looked like PETA from the Hunger Games. But, yeah. Thanks. I have no idea. I have no idea when this was originally out. But, interesting, yeah. Looks like the 90s. It does look like the 90s. And she looks a lot younger here. And
Scroll up to her face real quick.
yeah. They said that she looked like PETA from the Hunger Games.
Yes, I was gonna say. You ever seen that meme?
Yeah.
Hold up. Look up.
I've been trying to look up a religious sister that looks like PETA from the Hunger Games, because that's her. It is her.
It looks like so much, but no, it's a meme I'm thinking about. What's his name? What's that actor's name? Doing the face with the bird music in the background. Look up what's his name? I don't know his name. What was his name in FNAF? Because I know that meme came out around FNAF time.
Oh, Hitcherson?
You know what? Just look up.
No, what is this?
Isn't it Hutcherson?
Josh Hutcherson?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
This
is me. I think look up
can
meme.
kinda
It should pop
see.
up all that.
Yeah.
Hey, just look up meme. Just look up the meme. It should be that one. The pink one.
This one?
I was looking at. I imagined this. When I was kind of zoned out, and when I looked at her, I immediately saw this, and I was like, "Wait a minute."
Let's see, Omni. Thanks for joining. What is even this? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know what those are.
I don't know. I'm confused. I haven't even finished my one Steven story.
Made me lock in.
But basically, they stoned him to death.
Okay. Thanks for bringing us back to reality after
They
our
stoned
high
him to
dopamine
death,
hit.
and while he's getting stoned to death, he's like chilling, and he's looking into the sky, and he sees Jesus, and he's really happy, and his face is like glowing, and everyone's like, "Oh, maybe we shouldn't have killed this guy." Whoops. But and then Saul's there, who later becomes Paul. It's all connected. But one of the other deacons was St. Lawrence, and he was the one who was cooked alive, and so they put him on like a giant griddle, and he was burning there, and at one point he's like, "Turn me over, I'm done on this side."
I'm done inside. I've heard of this.
Yeah,
I've
he's
heard
the
of this. I
patron
don't know
saint
where I
of
heard
cooks and comedians.
Yeah, I don't know how I know this, but I do know that one specifically.
I probably mentioned it before. Very possible.
No, not from you. I know it's not from you.
What did I... Okay, reopen, close tab. What was the name of that show? Truth of the Heart is what it was called. You know, there's also saying that has cakes that were made after her with a very unfortunate origin. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's in honor of her martyrdom, so it's just they thought it was bread because like kind of got muddied over time, and it's like, oh wait, that wasn't bread, that was boobs, because her boobs got cut off in torture, because she refused to marry, because she wanted to be completely celibate, essentially as an early sister kind of consecrated life before they were really sisters. But they forced her. I think they tried to like freak her out by bringing her to like a brothel, but she hung in there, and then they brought her and tortured her to death, including cutting off her boobs. And that's why we have bread called St. Agatha's bread, which has a little cherry on top, which looks interesting.
I like there's better ways to celebrate that. No, I feel like that would get maybe reworked a little bit back into the books with that one.
But yeah, so it's just St. Agatha, and then at some points this became bread instead. And yeah.
I think maybe we should move on to a different pastry.
No, I haven't even showed you it yet. Bread. Here you go. It's a pastry to celebrate her feast day. She was also like pretty young too. How young was she? I'm trying to remember. I want to say she was a young teenager, but she could have been 20s. She's early Christian church. Well, how old were you? I am curious. Like 20. She was like 20 when she got murdered. And, yeah. There's Sate with hot dogs or Slim Jims because they cut it off. No, I don't think so. There's Saint Bartholomew. Saint Bartholomew's fun.
Youper, just because there isn't yet doesn't mean there can't be yet. All right,
Yeah, there could be some later. You never know. You can be that guy.
It could be you. It could be you. It could be you, Youper. You could dream big. You could be known as the guy that got his
I want to
dick chopped
find
off,
I
all right?
want to see a smiley version because there's somewhere he's
That
smiling.
search
and it's cute.
algorithm is meant for you.
It's the smiley ones. I think there's like a. Maybe I should look up like the kid version.
Oh, you know what I have seen? It's probably where, because when I was like talking about just returning to
Well, in general, I think this
Christian
one's
general,
interesting.
there was a lot of ones that were like showing how cool kind of like hand signs the pictures of like I recognize a couple here were, and I think one of them did bring up the story about the flip me over, I'm done here in the comments, and I think that's where I got shown that.
Yeah, you're St. Bartholomew. He's holding his own skin. Look at his face. I like the kidified ones where he has like a little smiley face, but I didn't find one in my immediate search stuff.
As much because like obviously
he was one of the 12 apostles. He got flayed. He got his skin flayed off, and that's how he died.
That's one way to go.
Yeah, it's probably the most gruesome of the 12, I'd say. Meanwhile, St. Andrew is just chilling on an X. Where he got crucified on an X-shaped cross and was preaching the whole time that he was dying. Which was pretty badass. In general, martyrs are just badass.
And then I'm trying to remember, because I'm trying to remember now that you're bringing up just deaths in general. I'm trying to remember the original 12 deaths, or 11 technically, because one of them technically got a write-up, right?
Well, he got hanged, I guess. By himself. I think that they kind of said that there was a replacement for him, but I forget who it was.
Yeah, I was looking at the comments. I was thinking about John, right?
John died of old age.
Yeah, so I said the only one that got like a decent write up is what I said.
Oh yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I remember 11 of them died gruesomely, and then one of them got a decent write up. Is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
One of them got. That's what I was thinking in my brain. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm trying to remember. Wasn't one of them crucified upside down?
Yeah, that's Peter.
Right. I don't know. Every time I mean, I think we brought this up when we watched The Nun, where it's like every time I look at an upside down cross, I just see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you brought it up too. And you're like, yeah, that's a, yeah, you were gonna say that as well, or something like
Yeah,
that.
because every time I gotta be like, actually, this thing
Mm,
that
actually,
everyone,
actually.
this thing that everyone hopefully already knows by now. Did you guys know that this was actually St. Peter's cross, and this is not demonic unless if you're using it in that intention?
Mm-hmm.
I need to look more into Philip Neri. That's one that Euchre's been looked into. Where did you learn about him, Euper? He seemed fun. There's some fun ones. There are some that are pretty chill. Okay, so what's your thing, buddy? Was a Christian missionary and founder of the Congregation of the Oratory. Oh, I think he like helped out people who were like visiting Rome, I think. Okay. He's cheerful and obedient. Affectionately referred to as Good Little Phil. Okay, I already like him. Received his early teaching from the Friars of the Dominicans. Okay, makes sense. Their teaching order. 18, he went off to live with a wealthy family member. Maybe get the family business. Then he got a vision, and he became Christian instead. Okay. So he went to Rome and was a tutor. Because I know that there's other ones that are also pretty funny, I guess. Because there's definitely saints with a sense of humor, which I appreciate. Another one is who's the confessor? I forget who the confessor is. Oh well, I'll keep reading. Compared to Socrates, had a knack for starting up conversations and leading his listeners to consider a new and better way of life, the Christian way. Easily caught others' attention with his warm personality and incredible sense of humor. He encouraged groups of people together for discussion, studies, prayer, and the enjoyment of music. His customary question was always, "Well, brothers, when shall we begin to do good?" Oh, that's cool. Losing no time in converting good conversion to good actions. Okay, would lead his followers to hospitals to wait on the sick, or to the church to pray and encounter Jesus. Okay. An evangelist. Okay. On the eve of Pentecost, he saw what appeared to be a globe of fire. It said that the fire entered his mouth, causing Philip to feel his heart dilate. Philip was filled with such paroxysms of divine love that caused him to scream out, "Enough, enough, Lord, I can bear no more." Philip then discovered a swelling over his heart, though it caused him no pain. In 1548, with the help of his confessor, he founded a confraternity for poor laymen to meet for spiritual exercise and service to the poor. Oh, we knew Ignatius of Loyola. It's this is the guy who started the Jesuits. Saw an Instagram post for an upcoming children's book called Princesses of Heaven, which shows kid-friendly versions of female saints. I wonder. I have a friend who has a friend who illustrated a book of Catholic princesses. So I wonder if it's that book. Maybe send it to me. I'm very curious. Because I think she has a copy of it, and they're gonna have a girl, so I think they're gonna read the book to her. Okay. Become a priest. Oh, did he go to India? Why did I see India? Why did I see India? I always like these. St. Philip Neri dedicated his life to God. He spent 13 years involved in prayer and building relationships with people from all walks of life. He lived his private life as a hermit, unknown to all around him. He spent much time in prayer in the catacombs and only ate bread and water, sometimes sprinkled with herbs. Yeah. I try to remember who it... Because there's another saint who I associate with having a sense of humor. but I forget what his name is. He had a gift. He had one of those gifts where there are certain saints that are priests. Ow. Wait, no, I think that hit Mallory. Good. But there are
What?
certain
Hold on, I was eating chocolate. What?
the cheese. Good. But there was apparently it's actually 2 years old. The first one is anyway. The link doesn't work. I did it again on Discord. Okay. Interesting. Because I think they delayed the book. This does look similar to the art style that I was talking about when she said that. I wonder if this is my friend's thing that she worked on. It's very possible. So, hmm. I don't know. I'll have to ask around. I am very curious. Okay, but there is a... Okay, so certain saints have certain spiritual gifts. Well, in general, we all have spiritual gifts. But saints tend to get attributed more kind of... Especially in the older saints that tend to be a little bit more legendary of kind of the gifts that they were given. And with a few different priest saints, were said that, like, when you go to confession, that they would be able to tell if you didn't mention all your saints. And see you later, Pathfinder. And he'd be like, "Hey, you need to actually confess all of them, otherwise I'm not gonna absolve you." And then they'd be like, "Oh dang!" So he'd have like that special gift. But also he would come up with pretty interesting ways of doing penance, including like plucking a chicken. Having a guy pluck a chicken because he's like, "Oh, I struggle with gossip." So he had him pluck a chicken across like the whole city. And then he's like, "Now go and get every single feather that fell from that chicken." To try to like illustrate the point of that's essentially how gossip works. Once you like set it loose, you can't really go and get it back. I forget who that was though. Actually, I think was it John Vianney? Might have been John Vianney. Yeah, I think it was John Vianney. Is he the one? Oh dang, French Revolution. Yeah, let me see. Control F. The other one. Interesting. Oh, yeah. There you go off topic. Scarlet Bella's posting crazy doc stuff again. Oh, is this where she's saying like Celestium's quote unquote stalker like doxed her or something? But she keeps on changing them. It was like she got like what is it? She got I think one time she said she got swatted like 20 times, and then today I think she said she got swatted like 5 times, so she keeps changing the number. Let me see. Scarlet Bell.
Detours, ladies and gentlemen, detours.
Always these. Oh yeah, why is she naked? Doxed by a dangerous individual. Got swatted 5 times in a row. Was assaulted in a parking lot in front of children among Huh. I'm sorry, I have many questions. That many questions about this. But one, I want to see what her timeline is, Because when were you in jail? When were you trans? And when did you have kids? Because I don't think this all happened all at once. So how do you have at least 2 kids? Because it's kids plural. And also had time to get arrested and detransitioned. But I also don't think that... Unless if she's older than I was thinking. But even then, there's a lot of questions. Especially when she keeps on posting, like, completely different images and saying that it's her. Even when the people look completely different in the pictures. So, I don't know, man. It's very strange. I don't even know if it's worth covering, though. Like, I guess maybe as an example of you can succeed in the Christian sphere if you just take a niche popular topic and just run with it. She was fat, joined the army, went trans, went Christian, and has 2 kids. She does it all. Yeah. And also went to prison and is partially blind. Oh yeah, the partially blind thing's also important because when did that happen? Because it can't be she was born that way if she went to the military. So...
I know it's funny coming from me, but goddamn, pick a struggle.
Yeah, no, I just don't think it's real. I just don't think it's real. I maybe some of it's real. I just don't think all of it is real. I guess it's possible, but I doubt it. Okay, is that where she said she got partially blind? It's because of the military? Was it military have kids, but then also transition and... Like, I tried to figure out how you can make all these, like, different things work together. I get that it's a joke, but I'm trying to see, like, that maybe we're giving her ideas. Maybe we should shut up. But no one listens to me, so it's fine. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm not... But I was saying, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna, like... Maybe as, like, an example of, like... Yeah, she basically is just a little cow. But the general idea of, like, you can, for some reason, succeed and have big collaborations and all this stuff for, well, quote-unquote big. Like, they're very small, but for, like, this space, it's considered gigantic. Like, you're huge if you have, like, 100 followers, whenever that's, like, an insult in other avenues of the internet. Or if you have, like, 100 concurrent viewers or whatever, that's huge in the Christian space, but that's in the Christian VTuber space, but that's considered like small potatoes if you're trying to actually be a streamer in other areas of the internet. But so I don't know if I'm gonna like dedicate too much time to her whenever I do the video on like Christian grifters. As always, this is just... I'm a mess and I keep on going off the rails. I'm sorry, Mal. You always have high expectations, and I dash them like
Don't worry about it.
your expectations bite the curb, and they just do not have a fun time.
You mean I'm not having? You're going off on your thing. I'm listening. I disrespected it. What are you? What are you doing? Assuming here, right? What are you doing?
Because I just assume I'm a disappointment, because I'm a disappointment to myself, so I assume I'm disappointing others.
How egotistical to think you know how I feel.
Yeah. I also worry that I'm a narcissist.
You're not a narcissist. I'm a narcissist. You're not a narcissist.
You're not a narcissist.
Yeah, I'm closer to a narcissist than you are ever being a fucking narcissist.
I really don't think so.
No, I really do think so, actually.
Sorry, Mel, please
just
don't beat me.
Topic to have a guy, all right? It's like, yeah, of course I'm more of a narcissist.
What? How does trying to get how
I have ego.
how that jumps
all right,
there?
pride. That's why I'm closer to being a narcissist than you do.
You do realize that it's pride to say that I suck. That's technically a sin of pride. Because true humility would be recognizing your actual, like, worth, but also noticing your true deficiencies and knowing that you're, like, good in the eyes of God. but where you still have room to like be better. Instead of saying I'm a piece of poo that deserves to be like flushed down the toilet, that doesn't count as that's
Yeah, but
actually
when I hear
a
you
sin.
say that, I don't. When I hear you say that, I don't actually think you believe that.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, of course, is part of that. As like, oh yeah, self-deprecation, yoke, yeah. But if you truly thought that, you would not be doing half the things you've been doing in general. You would
I'm
not be doing any of this stuff.
I've always described it as I have low self-esteem and a huge ego.
I guess I can see the way that works.
Yeah, like it's easy to mess up my groove, but at the same time I do like have a deep-seated, okay, think I'm doing a good thing here, or I think I do good work here. But then if like but then I'll also be like, but I suck at everything at the same time. So it's interesting.
Mm, 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 mm.
Why you hype yourself
I don't
up
know what I am.
ironically, yeah.
I don't know why I fit in all this. I don't know why. I can't describe myself. I don't think about myself that much.
Dissociating,
Would that be called
locking
associating? Because like,
in, dissociating, but locking in sometimes. I don't know.
yeah, I wouldn't know
It
either. Yeah,
depends
you
on
can't
which
figure
it
it out.
depends on which mode you're in. You got multiple modes.
Do I?
Yeah. You're a complex
Mm.
human being. You're not actually a gay cat dude.
You know, I love how I went from twink to just gay. Yeah, you just switching it out, but you gotta use catch it off guard, change the buzzword.
I'm not saying like homosexual. I'm saying gay. It's different.
Happy then?
Like internet gay. Like cringe.
You just say cringe.
But cringe loses enough a certain a punch to it, you know? Ellie's the straight man in our group. He's sensible. Honestly, honestly, the most sensible
What
out
do
of
you
all of
mean?
us.
I am okay. All right. I don't. What? Big back to reality here. It's like, what do you mean? You guys have something going with you guys, or like work and stuff like that going for y'all, dreams, hopes. I'm over here just floating about. What do you mean sensible?
You've got more of a vision too. But I don't know. You have goals and you're trying to get to them step by step. It's just the steps are being very rocky and very like in your way. If you had to improve yourself, what would be the biggest thing to work on?
Oh my god, I need a phone book. What do you mean? I got a phone book of things. What do you mean?
Uh, hmm. Biggest thing would I don't know. Selfishness, laziness. Laziness is a big one, I guess. Tolerance for pain, maybe? Or more suffering, I think. Not just straight pain, but the suffering in general. Sometimes I feel too handsome and cool. That sounds like something that cats would say. You really do spend a lot of time together. Let's see. I want to be a better spouse, but that's part of the selfishness and laziness. I want to have a closer relationship to God because sometimes I think I get too much in my own head to really be in like full relationship. Sometimes it's more just repeating things that I know to try to remind myself what I'm supposed to feel. And I don't think there's necessarily too much wrong with that, but I'd want, I guess, more of a anchor to some degree. Like there's a lot of saints that had periods of what's called I believe spiritual desolation where they like couldn't feel like the presence of God anymore, like at all. but they still just kept doing what they were doing. Titanium
Mm.
rib with the gun attachment. It almost sounds like something out of Darkseid. This biomechanical arm. I watch too many Darkseid videos. I watch the same, like, 2 Darkseid videos. A lot. But yeah, you good, Mally? You still pondering?
I'm trying to think. I don't know what I'd improve.
You're
I'm just
pondering.
die, you know? It's just I'm already peak human. I don't know what else to say.
Speaking of peak, let me put this back on.
What can I improve on myself? I'm lost, you know. I just too humble, you know. I just feel like I start saying stuff, I'd be too self-centered.
Best they could do is bring back the McRib.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm very much of the thought process of I had a way to wish for something. I don't think I would wish for anything because that would invalidate the entire journey I've been on. And the whole point of me existing as myself is to learn to live myself. And have a cheat code like that, I'd feel like I'd be cheating myself out of my own.
I mean, basically all of my... Like, I see what you mean, because basically my biggest things are essentially growing in virtue, and you don't just magically become good at virtue. It's a habitual doing good, where it becomes more ingrained
It's
over
like
time.
okay, very, very, very different. But like the way I see it, right, is this is my designated thing, and getting what I want would be cheating it. It's like what's that one Pirates of the Caribbean with the Spanish come in and be like, only God can turn all
Oh
life,
yeah,
not this
they just
water.
destroy
Yeah,
the
yeah, and they just destroy. That's probably my
yeah,
approach to the
the
wish
fandom view.
system.
That was so base. I like the we got some cool Spaniards for once. Surely Spaniards are shown to be evil, but these ones were cool.
But that's generally my approach to that type of stuff. My thought process of that, to be honest. That was like my gut reaction of what I would hope I'd do. I say hope because at the end of the day, I will not know until I'm put in that situation what I would truly do. Because after all, what are humans but yearners for the betterment of themselves? But when it comes to that situation, so many times fall short. So I'm not gonna be sure enough to say that it's 100% what I would do, but it's what I hope I'd do.
Seriously though, I think I would like to be able to embrace God, if that makes sense. I'm really confused. Yeah, I feel you, man. Probably a different way. I guess. I mean, I have a very different background, but
Yeah.
it's
And there's my version. My
it can
version's
be
weird.
tricky. Like sometimes it feels like it's right there, but it's still hard to reach out, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Like even like as a cradle Catholic, it has its own pros and cons. I have my struggles with that kind of stuff. I'm glad that I had my parents to teach me in my school and everything like that. But it's still like it's ultimately up to you because it's a relationship kind of thing. And God does not struggle to cuddle. Try fasting stuff is challenging? Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes when it's like spiritual challenges, I think I can get too caught up in forgetting what they're for and more just doing the challenge as like a test of will as opposed to relying on God and growing in virtue kind of thing. Then it becomes more of like an act of pride than the act
You
of
s-
humility that
sounds
it's
more
supposed to
like
be. Huh?
instead of enjoying the journey, you start seeing it as an achievement type
Yeah.
of
Something like
uh
that.
yeah, you just you know well at least you guys have it that way. You've already knows my struggle with the accepting God thing. It's not about the struggle about accepting God, it's more like struggle accepting myself.
Yeah. Still kind of part of it though. Because it's like the accepting that, well, Yeah, I guess it's still more. Yeah, I'd say I guess it's more seeing, I guess, yourself more the way that God sees you, I guess.
Yep, yep. In these topics, I, even though very uneducated in a lot of things, for some reason have a very nuanced view of it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I think you definitely got a good head on your shoulders for this stuff. Watch you be a priest. We need those. We desperately need those.
I will make no promises. I don't know if I want to shout that much.
Discernment process. Think about it. First, you'd have to like look more into like everything, but you never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm looking towards that, but I also won't say I will ever deny it because life do be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm gonna say no, but it's like, hey, you know what? Who knows? I might end up being like that version of that for the military. Who knows?
There's
Because I know they have something like that in the branches.
chaplains.
Yeah, chaplains.
Priest Mally would go hard, honestly. Yeah. Like a battle mage. Oh gosh.
Oh God.
Trying to think of. I know that we have military saints, but I'm trying to think if there's more modern military saints. In terms of like military people that I think of, like World War II and stuff, the main one that comes to mind is the Hacksaw Ridge guy, and
I was gonna say that. Yeah, Dot. I think
he's
it's
a
Dot.
Seventh Day
Yeah.
Adventist, I think, or was, or I don't know if he's dead. He might be dead.
I think he died. I think, or he either way. It's not that long
Yeah.
ago. If
But
that's the same thing.
I mean, hopefully, regardless, he's a saint. I hope he's a saint, regardless if he is dead. Because it's like I don't think that Catholicism is like necessarily the only way a posture with like a little like mark, put like a little mark by that. Like it's the most direct way, and it's kind of through it, but it's not
Oh my God,
like
Youper.
the
I
only.
haven't heard about that. Not specifically hugging a tree, but the fact that a lot of members join religious things so they could get time off to practice that stuff.
Huh.
But I heard that there's a guy watching everybody in the back rows of the church to make sure none of them falls asleep. That's that bad. They're not allowed to close their eyes because because a lot of them just do it to like get extra rest.
Guess you can't like close your eyes in prayer. You gotta like keep them wide open.
Well, that I'm pretty sure they give them allocated time, but like if you have your eyes closed besides that time, every other time, they're like, hey.
Yeah, they had a guy watching him. Yeah. Wonder if you like that job or hate that job. It sounds like it could either be boring or funny. Just
I
watching
feel
a
like
bunch of guys. See, are you
I feel
actually
like
doing it?
I feel like it'd be funny. I feel like it'd be
Yeah.
funny.
I feel like it depends on who you're watching.
True, and how new you are to the job too, because I feel like
Yeah.
at first it's probably a bit irritating, but then later you're like, return customer. What are you here for this time? Actually communing with the Lord, or here I got try to get another 5 minutes siesta.
Yeah, catching someone probably makes it worth it. It's like the border patrol people. Whenever it's like, I found like 10,000 pounds of cocaine. That was worth it. I get a story, and maybe the way that they act on like contraband seized at the border, I feel like they probably get a money bonus every time that they find stuff because they get so excited. Maybe it's also just like I can say I did something, but
I think it'd probably be more of a, like I say, I just did something.
yeah.
That probably. Yeah. Hmm.
Cat pissed off a border control dude today. Oh gosh, what did he do? Ugh. What happens if an animal just crosses the border? Like I think that they wouldn't care if it was a bird or something. But
No, they wouldn't.
Probably
If
too
it's a
high.
bird, no.
Probably too high for like a cat or something to just like jump over there, right?
I don't think they would care as a cat. I feel like anything bigger as like cow size, they'd probably
Yeah.
care because it'd be like, it's why would a cow be here? Kind of suspicious thing, but like, or that sized. But I feel like as a cat, it's non-problematic.
Yeah. Well, they also have like they could bring it and stuff because like every time they need to be like, oh,
Oh
gotta
my
make sure that
god!
your animal papers are
I
straightened
just
out.
read, bro. Read you for sake.
He was stopped and asked if he was American, so he pointed at his skin and said, "Guess not." What? That is so stupid. That is say that to the wrong guy. I feel like you're asking for trouble, man.
You are. I don't know. It's like getting stopped over. He's like, "Do you have a license?" And you're like, "You don't have it. You have it in your car, but on your pocket." And when he says, "Do you have your license on you?" It's like, "Not on me." And you're like, that's like a technicality, but like you're just
Yeah.
playing with
You're
fire.
making yourself sound worse. It's terrible.
Yeah, stupid things. Stupid people win stupid prizes. Type
Yeah,
of
why
thing.
push the
It's
buttons?
fucking
Like it's
bad.
the general thing of hopefully you get the good cop, but there are bad cops or any law enforcement.
Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes.
Yeah. And one day you're gonna get the wrong guy. You're gonna get shot. Or it's something else. Or
I
like
wouldn't even
accused
like.
of a
I wouldn't
crime.
even
Or
try it.
it's just just don't. Don't be like, hey God, strike me. I don't think it's a good plan
Mm-mm.
there. And scream out nana nana boo boo. Guy got mad too, but saw his ID and told him not to joke around. Yeah. So that was a very bad idea, and you should never do that again. But because it's cats, I would not be surprised if he did it again.
I know it's one of those times I'm
Sometimes I
like,
feel
come
like he
on,
has no
cats.
survival instinct.
We already have a bad reputation in general with this board. Can we try? You're not helping the cause. You're being part of the problem.
As a fellow, as like it's internally you're probably like as a fellow like visibly clearly Hispanic, help us out here, bro.
Yeah, you're not helping. Come on, man. I need you to put good face on these people, all right? Act professional in a professional field, in a professional situation.
Yep. Ugh. What were we talking about before that?
We were going
Oh,
on
chaplains, I think.
about yeah, but before that, we're talking about things to if you had a wish, what would you wish to fix on yourself?
Right. Let me
There's
just
two versions of that for me. There's the one I won't touch anything, or there's a lot of perfects, but that depends on the nature of where the wish came from, to be honest.
yeah.
I feel like that's very important.
True.
God said, "Yeah, like you have one wish, and I will do it for you." Right? I'd be like, "Okay, that's different. That's different. I'm not gonna question it. Maybe it's a lesson in his hand. Maybe the wish will be like
I mean,
undone later,
remember
like one of
Solomon?
those like learn. Like I'm remembering something about him, but like."
Solomon is like, hey, God's like, hey, Solomon, you gotta be like king or whatever. What do you want? And he's like, please give me wisdom, because I'm gonna have to deal with like all these people and stuff. He's like, good, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna give that to you. Sounds cool.
Yeah. So it's like that. There you go. You pretty much fixed it. Pretty much, there's only two versions. So I'm not wishing for anything if it's like not like under what I deem acceptable terms. But if it's from that, I'd be like, okay, all right, it's you. It's Big G. All right, so no, my man.
I do somewhat question the wisdom thing to a degree, though. Then again, he's also still has free will, but it's like he did not make the best decisions because
Well,
he
it's
took a
simply
bunch
just
of
because
foreign
you
wives
have
with a bunch of
just
idols
because
and
you have
stuff. Yeah,
the wisdom doesn't mean you act on that wisdom. It's
yeah,
still he asked for the wisdom, but he didn't ask for the will to act on that wisdom. It's a very
yeah.
simple analogy right there. It's a very simple, yeah.
Or it could be like int stat, wisdom stat. It's like they're related, but not exactly the same. I want to play D&D
Either way,
again, or something like it. It's been so long. It's been years.
yet to play D&D.
Maybe not D&D directly anymore because it's kind of gay, like actually gay.
Like I said, I've never played D&D in general. So that's what I was. I've yet to play D&D in general.
Need to do a tabletop.
I actually have a tabletop simulator. That was gifted to me a long time ago, but like 5 years ago by like my first band group, I think. Yeah, I never touched it.
Like Gabe, Cat's gonna disappear for a week one day and messages about how he was in an ICE detention center and got a MILF pregnant. Some of Cat's adventures, I wouldn't be that. You know what? He'd tell us that he got kidnapped for a week, and I'd be like, okay. Was it the Oklahoma chick or someone else? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's freaking pheromones going crazy still.
Deep thoughts with the deep. All right.
Yeah.
Hold up, guys. Deep thoughts with the deep. If you found out you were gonna die tomorrow, will you tell anybody?
I would tell my dude and tell him to find someone else.
Blake, but okay. All right. So that's your thing.
Like, I think that would be the main. No, I'd also tell like my parents I love them.
Well, that's
And that
different.
kind of thing
That's
too.
telling them you love them, but that's
You know,
not
I'd
telling
probably,
them
you know what, I'd probably just prep them with like general love them kind of thing, but wouldn't maybe say that I am going to die. You know what, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just like roll it on thick with my dude, and he'd know that something was up, but I probably maybe not directly tell him I was gonna die. So that it,
Why?
because the anticipation I think would make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Tell my wife at the last minute so I don't have to deal with her freaking out.
I've disconnected my microphone.
Oof.
I disconnected. There you go. I'm back.
Yeah. What about you, Melly?
Oh no, I wouldn't tell anybody. Okay. I mean, side effect. I wouldn't really have anybody to tell that I want to tell. To be honest, because I don't think it matters. I just have like a last good day, then you know.
What's your last meal?
I don't think I'd care that much, to be honest. I just get, I don't know, a burrito or something from like the corner restaurant or something. My importance of my last day isn't as important as long as I kind of like spend it with just doing the things I kind of like. That's it. That's kind of my takeaway of it. Like, okay, I did everything I want. I guess I'm off now. Yeah, I guess I'm off now.
Walking to work right before I die and make it inconvenient for management. Oof.
Going out like a pro.
Would you try to haunt the Walmart or like move on? If that's like an option. Do you haunt the people who annoy you until they die? Or do you just like move on? I don't really know if ghosts really exist as a concept. I know
I don't
demons
believe
do,
in
but I don't know
ghosts.
about ghosts.
And demons, personally, me, I'm not scared at the idea of demons, to be honest.
There's the general idea that like Crest has already won, but like there is still damage to be done, so I don't think you should be like. I guess as long as
Well, the
you're like
way I see it,
aware, but not like
if I see it,
scared of them, but like
well,
aware, I guess.
I feel like if I see a demon, right, and like it, like really like see one, right, it like I feel like it probably would reinforce my faith a lot in general for stuff. Second off, I'd be like, if you kill me, you're just like at this point, you're just gonna send you what you threatening me to send me up, like bro, like it's not a good threat.
I mean,
You know, you have no power here. Wait, what is your only the only way to break any? Your only tactic is gonna be try to scare me or shake my faith. and I know that's what you're trying to do. So why would I even listen to you?
Yeah, because the thing
You
isn't
have
really
no
about
real power over
yeah.
anything. You could only try to manipulate things, and at the end of the day, it's my decision
Hmm?
whether or not like my faith is like fully sugared or anything. That's kind of my choice. I'm not gonna let a demon who was cast out from heaven do that to me. Excuse me. Hello, I know.
You might need some divine help to truly resist, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Because it is still like the fallen angel.
Okay, but like again, if I die, I feel like it's a bad thing for it.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Is that they'll take
Again,
your
it'd
soul
be
kind
like
of thing?
yeah, it'd be like well, I don't think well, they have no power over my soul if I believe in God,
It's
right?
more,
It's like
yeah,
if yeah, yeah, that's why I think is like
yeah.
if you being here is probably gonna reinforce my faith in all this other stuff because you're like unironically confirming that all of it's real, right? Like if you're here and doing this unironically, you're just proving that I chose the winning side. I'm not gonna lie.
You is that supposed to be like the tune of the Casper the Friendly Ghost? Because honestly, the first thing when I saw that was yeah, just the nostalgic critics like old Casper joke for some reason, where Casper just says timing. I thought that was like old nostalgic critic, but yeah, I see what you're talking about, Melly.
Yeah,
How
I
that
don't
could
know.
be a
It's
more
kind of like
reinforcing kind of
well,
incident.
because before it was more of a faith type thing, right? You had no rule besides the faith between you and the relationship that really show. If you see a demon, I feel like that personally is the truth factor. It's the truth nuke, as some would say. You know, like
Yeah,
it's a reinforcement that all of this really exists, and thus, if you like believe the God to that point, it's like it's like a moment of well, first off, like since I mean, feel like okay. First off, back to the omnipresent God, right? I feel like
yeah.
he always puts in situations that you should be able to deal with. So if I see a demon and I'm having I already have a relationship with God, I feel like oh, okay, guy, I get it, G man. You want me to handle this with you? Like this is you put this moment in time for me. Like I appreciate it. It's like it's a lesson and everything. And also, in other words, an act to show like if you see a demon like that, an act to show that. Um, it's real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, isn't it not? Is that technically not in one way it could be taken what he's doing in the moment, right? Essentially just
There,
showing proof to you.
there could. I think there is an argument that it's not exactly like he gives you what you can handle, but it's more like he makes it so that you're able to handle it. I guess. If I know that that sounds like a stupid distinction, but I feel like there is a distinction where he'll like give you what you need when you ask him to get through it, but not necessarily that he's like purposefully giving you something evil to deal with. I guess it's like the whole problem of evil and like free will.
Well, the way I see free will, honestly, is like he might know everything is gonna happen, right? And he puts you in this situation, but it's still your choice whether it ends up one way or another, type of thing. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what we got given? Because like in the isn't that like the thing about like he didn't want to make like when he was creating us, right? Just another thing that follows what it wants, but it doesn't follow what he says, but what it kind of wants, right? Like the free will thing. And then with that free will, we decided to eat the apple, and
Yeah.
and that kind of spiraled into that. And honestly, if God was not an all-loving God, I feel like he would have wiped the board there because we technically screwed everything up. But the loving God gave us a second chance, essentially outside the
Hmm.
garden on Earth and all that. Is that a bad interpretation of that or no?
Basically, yeah.
I said, is that a bad
Oh
interpretation of
no,
that or
not
no?
bad. Yeah, no.
It's like,
Sorry.
damn, bro.
Sorry.
Again, take this all as a grain of salt for me because this is somebody that has not read the Bible in like 5, 6, 8 years.
I would know it all, but I don't actually know everything. There's a lot of things that I don't
This is
know,
like I
and there's
said,
a
this
lot of
is
things
all
I'm
my
rusty on, for
interpretation.
sure.
This is all just my interpretation of when I first read it as like
Mm-hmm.
when I was 11. So 11-year-old thoughts with adult me.
Do you remember, was it Jaden Smith? It's like, where he talked about, like, our eyes aren't real or something. Like, all his, like, tweets would be capitalized.
That made me feel cringe. Please don't do that ever again.
I'm not saying it was like, because I think he was like 12. He was like a preteen or something when he was typing that. I'm just saying, like, your 11-year-old thoughts are not as bad. I guess I don't know.
I want to play outside right now. Let's talk about the geopolitical state of the world, please. Quote Jaden Smith. Anyways. So we've covered one saint and glossed over others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You want to cover deadlock now or other stuff then, or you want to keep talking?
because I need to do like I'm doing things with Baby tomorrow, and I'm also doing things with you. It's gonna be a really long day tomorrow, so I might stop in like around the next 9 or 10 or so minutes. We could do deadlock another time.
Okay.
That sound okay? That way we can cram in One Piece without me falling asleep and stuff tomorrow.
All right. Yeah.
Hopefully get something out of this. Someone somewhere.
I feel like you got more out of this than I did.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. I had a pleasant conversation.
Yeah. I really do get distracted with the squirrel thing a lot.
Honestly, my biggest takeaway was about the bread saint.
Yeah, I guess your
Yeah, I think
parents were
so.
trying to force you to get married, or actually, I think that might have been the government authorities trying to force you to get married. You say no and willing to get tortured for it. It's pretty big deal, Leo.
Mm-hmm. Pretty big dealio. Very big dealio.
Very big dealio.
Very big dealio. Let's say it's a very big dealio. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, you know how I brought up the X-Men? I was like, screw all the X-Men. I did forget there's one besides Remy, there's another exclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Nightcrawler, obviously. You know.
Oh yeah,
that he
Nightcrawler's awesome.
Yeah,
I need to see
difference.
more. I need to find. I want to actually like
Honestly,
properly read a
my
Nightcrawler
takeaway is
story.
Nightcrawler, bro. You gotta find a better group, man. Nightcrawler, hang out with other circles, please. Please.
One time it was they let him be a priest, and then they retconned it with one of the most bizarre misunderstandings of Catholicism I've ever seen. Which involved like Eucharists that would like vaporize people. And the whole plan was somehow to get Nightcrawler to be the Pope so that everyone would think that he was the Antichrist because he looks like a demon. Because the sister got raped or something. It was a very odd story. And then, of course, they had to like crucify a bunch of the X-Men for a little bit. Because, shock
I don't know about any of that. I don't know about any of that. All I know is about.
But yeah, I like when he's a priest. That's cool. And then it's like when he's also like the chill dude that he is. And also a priest.
Again,
I think that's really cool.
I think that's great. I think that was awesome, and I think that's the one where we're like, You gotta find a different. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't think the X-Men. I don't think this is a group for you. I don't know if you're aware about anything that's happening with the X-Men groups, but
Uh,
I don't think you should be associated with the group doing orgies every Saturday. All right.
yeah. I
And that's
I think
canon, by the
Krakoa
way.
is one of the worst things that they've done to the
Yeah,
X-Men.
I knew it. Okay, as soon as you said, it, I was like, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
I choose to believe that Krakoa was just a fever dream and it didn't happen. Because I think technically
Fortunately,
that would
Tony.
otherwise it would technically mean that Laura's dead forever. Because now I think it's a clone of the clone who's running around now or something, and it's stupid and I don't like it. That sounds gay.
Yeah, but that's unfortunately the writers. All right. And you know what? Like I said, unfortunately, 70 to 90% of the writers are stupid. So,
Yeah.
the reality we live with.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's good ones. I like X-23, there's Jubilee, there's Gambit, Nightcrawler.
And even some of them, you kind of have to squint, though.
Depends on again. It's all depends on
But the problem is that
the
most of the,
era.
but the problem is that most of the eras don't agree with you.
I mean, most of them.
There's a lot. There's a lot. Well, you know, they keep retconning stuff and it keeps happening and it always ends up being bad usually by the writers when
Like,
they
there's
take
a
over.
lot of really bad ones, but it's not like feel there's with a lot of them. There's a lot less, I guess, mutant supremacist genocide. Like, I'm not saying like Professor X is cool. I'm not saying that he's cool, but I just feel like plenty of the other ones are mostly chill. It's whatever they make of like the stupid like ethno state thing that sucks.
I don't know if I agree with that, but like, I just don't like the X-Men for the most part. Okay, I just don't. Listen, as a human first
They
person,
are
I
human.
really don't like the X-Men because they, for some reason, in a lot of their books, seem to not like us, even though we're technically all made for the same genome except one thing.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry that apparently somebody isn't being comfortable with the fact that that person could turn into a bomb in any second, and you want us to just act normal.
Actually, it's also a lot of the mutants with that kind of. I remember Wolverine and the X-Men, or was it? Yeah, because I don't think it was X-Men Evolution. I think it was Wolverine and the X-Men. There's like one guy. It's like, we're setting you free. He's like, don't put me back right in. I accidentally killed people. Just leave me in my pod. I'm perfectly good. And they put him back in his pod.
See, what I don't like about most of them, and that's a good example of something I do like, is that all of them have this weird righteousness of like, I do no harm, but like past heads thieves show that they do, but they just like, but you hate me, so obviously you're wrong, and there's no valid criticism in it, even if it's like you both sides could be wrong, but there could still be valid criticism in the middle of you act this way and I don't like it and I shouldn't be treated this way. Okay, but you still did this and this, you know?
Yeah. I hope eventually I will convince you to add Laura to your good mutant list. Like, one time they were fighting, like, it was essentially like the
I'll
stupid
take your
KK.
word
The
for
stupid,
it.
like, one time they were fighting like the stupid KKK stand-in, where it's just like, oh, they just like don't like mutants or whatever. And they were doing like a fight. It was her and one of the Ghost Riders, and the Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider was about to like, I think, kill someone. And then Laura's like, hey, wait, he's like 5. And he's like, oh shit, I almost killed a kid. And she's like, he's like a kid. It's like not his fault. It's just his parents. And he's in like his little clan uniform and he's saying death to non-believers and it's kind of cute looking. It's like it's patheticness because he's crying.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know, it's like
But yeah, they don't exactly work as whenever you try to do racism metaphor, whatever. They're like
I know,
a
because
lot of the
okay, I'm not
time
even
they're
thinking about.
tactical nukes.
I don't even thinking about. Yeah, I'm thinking about him as like a firearm analogy, right? Like how you would treat a super soldier. Like a super soldier doesn't have to be armed to be a weapon. They are the weapon, right? By existing as they are, right? They're enhanced. They could kill you in one punch. Mutants, for the most part, have the same analogy in my mind brain, right? Where it's like a firearm isn't innately evil. It's who wields that evil, so I won't judge you
Yeah.
unless you do evil. But to expect everybody to act like you aren't a firearm in general is unrealistic.
Yeah.
You
To
get what I
some
mean?
degree, it's also like
And for some reason, whenever people act like that at all, it's like, oh, shame on you. Where it's like, that's a
well,
pretty
it's
human response to that. I'm
to
not talking
some
about the KKK ones. I'm not talking
no,
about the
I'm saying about
extremists.
the different. To some degree, it's I think it's also the argument though. If you like expect the worst, sometimes it encourages the worst. I guess that definitely seemed to be the case with how my schoolmates acted, because we were always just told that we were the worst, so they just embraced it and became worse over time.
I mean, I don't know. I listen. I see it as
I think
a.
it should be a more nuanced thing than just like, oh, X-Men good
I
always
feel
kind
like
of thing. But
well,
sometimes
no.
I
I
think
feel
they
like
go
it's
too
like
far in the other
yeah.
direction too, where
I
sometimes they
feel
try
like
to
they
make
should.
them
Yeah.
too morally gray.
I don't know. It's just I feel like. How do I even? I mean, I think it's stupid, first off, right? That humanity would see people born with it because of a gene and people with heroes and gods that like in that universe and see those and be like, that's bad. I think that's stupid to begin with,
Yeah.
right? Already stupid premise. Already a very stupid foundation to an entire story of that, right? Like if you really think about it, very stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unrealistic considering the Thors, like regular humans like Iron Man exist and can do all all those things,
And then
Spider
humans
Man
also exist.
and humans also like
They
yeah,
were
but
mostly
this
just
is
doing
already
space Game of Thrones for a while, but then they brought their stupid fart cloud to Earth.
but the fact that all of this exists and they treat this group like this is already unrealistic in my brain, right? Like it's already
Yeah.
unrealistic, right? Like
It feels like
first
it
off,
should be a totally separate universe.
right, its own thing, right? Because it makes sense in a universe where there isn't heroes, right?
Yeah, or if
But
yeah.
you know what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think about it from but then I think about it from like the human approach of like, okay, everything's supposed to be not talking about the 'cause this is diving into the the way
Like
they try to do it because the way they try to do it is because you know how they see they're born this way, so thus they're whatever weird or you know all that it, because you have to kind of get in the mindset of this is not normal apparently in this universe, even though there's heroes, and you get to throw away the fact that heroes exist already everywhere else.
I guess to some degree
Even
it's
get into
just,
the to
eh,
even get into the mindset of this, you have to throw away the fact that Spider-Man and all those other ones exist, right? Because you're trying to get to the human perspective here, right? I understand the perspective of the person who's born a walking, could be born potentially a walking nuke. You
and
would
they
be
don't even
wary.
know it until they're like 13.
Yeah, yeah, and then there's the thing of they can't even control it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand the being wary and all of that. I could see it. I could see it. Like it's not a crazy assumption to be like scared of that. I wouldn't even call it outrageous to be scared of that. You know, as a regular person, I could see why you would be scared of that. Obviously, blaming the kid for it or like being extremely discriminatory to them is not the right approach, nor is
Yeah.
that the thing they should do. But to just say, well, you have to embrace and live with them throughout its problems growth is also very unrealistic because the moment somebody gets hurt or that or like that because of that is the moment where we're like there has to be some kind of seclusion here, but there also has to be a good double system of find a way to
Mm.
give this kid the proper support he needs so he doesn't grow up to be the bad example. There's like a weird middle ground we gotta find.
Mm.
But the I don't feel like the comics really go into that too much, or even not even go into that, but like set a good foundation for
I
the
don't know if
separate
I like
group.
the idea that seclusion, because that just ends up you end up with like freaking
I don't mean
Krakoa.
seclusion.
Yeah.
I don't end up seclusion like not being able to be in society. I just mean like this guy could do fire. How about we don't group him with the rest of the kids if he can't control it yet for the safety of the pile?
So essentially, just set up to the expansion.
Yes. The only problem is the expansion isn't that great, to be
Yeah.
honest. Okay. That's the problem. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, it's if it was like actually a school and less child soldiery.
Yes. That's what I mean. This is what I mean, where it's like where I'm like
Where it depends.
I understand the human sides, and I understand what that thing. The only problem with these things is that I feel like considering the world they live in, with the heroes and everything, I'm surprised there isn't a better X-Men thing out there, like a school out there, considering heroes are such a pronounced thing in that world, right?
Mm.
I feel like they could have turned it the other way and made a hero acceptance comics with accepting what you are and who you are, and what even if you are different, and could have made a positive thing out of this instead of doing what they did. You get what I mean? You get what
Yeah.
they could have done with these comics to be a little more positive on this about be the change type of thing, but they usually don't. Even when they do, they kind of do it bad.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, so I don't like the psychics. I'm sorry, but they're all
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
they're all horrible. They're all horrible. I'm sorry.
I try to
Okay.
think if I like any of them.
So I'm like,
I don't know.
hello, have you heard of
Psylocke?
consent?
Psylocke might be chill.
Yeah, but Psylocke isn't the regular psyker. She's a British woman who's put in the body of a Japanese woman. All right, she has her own struggles to deal with. They weren't just, yeah, that's completely different. You know?
Yeah, I try to think. There's a wide variety. Now Quentin can go suck a dick, but a lot of the time, Everfrost sucks. Jean Grey tends to suck in general.
Yeah. Again. Yeah. Again. Yeah.
The no, the strip club is not based. It is never based. Even as a joke, not based.
Again, the more you think about it, the more I just dislike the X-Men. The more I dislike the X-Men.
It's also the interpretations and stuff. Like I said, I think some of the shows do some things better. I'd say, like some of like Evolution, I think does a good emphasis more on it being a school. Is they're all and they make more of them teenagers. But yeah, there's a lot of times that I don't know. I also feel like I haven't read enough X-Men comics to really say, oh, they really suck, I guess, because I still haven't read a lot of like the main.
Honestly, this all stems from the problem that I don't feel like they do humans good. Not good as in morally good. I mean, like they don't write them good.
So
As
I
in,
mean,
like
I
they
guess
should be
normal humans,
nuanced.
I guess.
They should be middle grounds. There should be extremisms as there is, but there should be other versions of them that we see more pronouncedly as well. Like I feel like given how this universe works, considering we live in an Avengers, well, not us obviously, but I'm talking like for the conversation of living in a Marvel universe.
They don't make all the humans racist. There's just a lot of them in the stories.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't.
I think
How many
it's more
times
memorable that there are.
how many times do they have to write the same old storyline before they get something new?
Tell that to
The
Spider-Man.
Yeah, but at least they went double. I mean, storylines is a thing, right? Where it's like there's a lot of core things that happen that's the same, but there's different actual stories that go around it.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I do understand the writers do. I mean, there's a lot of bad Spider-Man things, and the Spider-Mans really don't like Spider-Man. He gets better writing in other comics from other writers, like the Daredevil comic. Eh, Coco never happened. Coco never happened.
Yeah, exactly.
To take away, because the more I think about Coco, I was like, more I'm like, oh,
I
ew,
want
ew,
Krakoa to be
ew.
erased, and I want Miss Marvel to never be a mutant.
You know who I don't want to be a mutant, still be a mutant?
Who?
The Secret Wars one. When it started it, don't it start Secret Wars?
It's
The one
a few of them.
entity.
Oh, are you
Well,
talking about Franklin?
the one entity that became part. What came from? I don't know if it was at this point. I remember there used to be like a god being, and then a part of it split off and then became sentient, and that person was just curious and learning everything about life and collected everybody together and started the Secret Wars.
There's been like 3 or 4 different Secret Wars, and I think it was run by
I'm pretty
different
sure.
people each time.
Yeah, but this one's okay. Secret Wars. Uh, start. No, Secret Wars. Wars. Person. Beyonder. There you go. 1984.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking about. And the 2015 one was also called The Beyonders.
Okay.
But I remember he was like basically supposed to be an actual like higher level being that was learning life and like everything, and this turned him to a mutant.
Hmm.
So like another one was like, I feel like whenever they give very, very powerful beings, sometimes they don't know what to do with them, they just turn them into mutants.
Yeah, like realistically, like they'll have Franklin be a mutant, and it's like I don't think that basically being God is a mutant power, but okay.
I know, right?
He's Jesus light. I don't think don't think he's a mutant. But in general, mutants just like where they put them in a box. I do kind of wish that the mutants would be like, well, I don't know. They have a lot of really cool powers, but part of me wishes that they were like slightly more plausible. Like the Wolverine thing of like advanced healing. It's like, okay, I can get that. And I can maybe even see telepathy with like the stupid whatever percent of your brain, even if that's not true. Who
Well, no, I could believe the
Beast? Like
telepathy
you know
one
the ones where
because
they like
no,
actually have
no,
like a
I could believe the
semi.
telepathy one,
Yeah.
not even because of the brain thing, but there's like been like it was like a studies for like general like just they put people in a room and they played statistics of picking cards and
Oh,
everything
you're talking
over and
about like
over
the
and over
MK
again.
Ultra kind of shit.
No, it was something else. And like they did probability of like whatever somebody would what this
With like the
person picked this
cards and shit,
card, and this
right?
person this card, this person did this card, and it uh eventually the people started like picking like different people for different they never saw each other's instances, started picking the same cards essentially. And it's like a theory that we might be able to technically, but unaware completely, uh, you know, uh, give information without any way of knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Very baby theory. High, not understandable. Could be right, could be wrong. We don't fucking know anything about it, but it's one of my medical tangent things.
It is.
Yeah. So it's like a thing that might be put under that lens of maybe it's that but more explored. I could believe that telepathy could be a power from X genes, just not in the way they show it in over there, right? I'm
Yeah.
not talking like I could see them getting information, but I don't see mind control being the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. BBC Marrow. I don't know. There's certain ones where it's like, okay, like I could see what we're going for here, where this could maybe be a thing. It's like highly exaggerated, but I could see the vision. But I don't know. Some of them just feel like they just pull like their abilities are like so off the wall. It feels like it should be something else and it should be more magic. But
Nightcrawler.
actually, isn't like part of his stuff magic? Because isn't like now, depending on like who you ask, sometimes his dad's like Azazel or whatever. But sometimes it's freaking Mystique.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird.
Very weird. Very weird.
Walkie-talkie at work and two fat guys like huge walked past me and it post signaled and made a crazy noise. What? Oh, the walkie-talkie? Huh. Interesting.
Interesting, interesting indeed. The fat the fat somehow emitting the signal.
Confused.
Hmm. Yeah, I
It's
don't
from
know. That center.
gravity. Are you saying
Honestly,
they
I
had
don't.
like a center? I don't think that their gravity was that strong. You were.
Yeah, anything. Anyways, the only thing I'm getting out of this conversation is that I dislike the X-Men more and more. That's all I'm getting out of this.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I just don't like them.
Fair enough. I'll stick
But the
to.
more I like, but the more I like the ones that I do like. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I'm glad these gem exists, but my God, do the rest of you suck? It's kind of thing.
Yeah. There's a lot that I don't care for. I'll say that. But I think there's also a pretty good core cast sometimes, depending.
It's not like I'm not gonna say some of them don't have good stories, right? Because obviously some of them do have really good stories and moments, but their overall writers have a commonality on writing certain decisions on them, even though certain like when like a character does this, but then they rewalk those steps so many times because they wanted the character to do this.
Hmm.
And it's like, and when they do what you would want them to do and have the life that you would want them to they do, they either kill it off, or they randomly for something
Mhm.
stupid, or they just retcon everything. A new
Yes.
timeline, guys.
So basically, Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's like the one where he ended up happy and having a loving family and everything, only to get shown later that he dies when a different story for different things. So they had, all
Mm.
right, we're done with that one. He dies here now, and we're gonna walk on to this story. And it's like, damn, bro, you couldn't just let him be happy and just irrelevant.
This is
Why you gotta do this?
They probably had like an elsewhere like renew your vows if like the wedding didn't get like or the marriage didn't get dissolved by Mephisto or whatever. And it was going really well, and then they changed writers, and the writer just made the kid like significantly older and like changed like the whole tone of it. Because I think she didn't want to write a kid, and it's like the whole point is him like raising a kid while being Spider-Man. Why take away the whole point of the story?
Yeah. Just ah, I hate raw comic writers sometimes. I really do. I really do.
And I still need to read a lot of the stuff that I do have. So hopefully I got some gems in there.
And the writers have done irreparable damage to my view of Wolverine, to be honest.
Which version?
It doesn't matter anymore. I just every time I think about Wolverine, I just think about that one Spider-Man comic where they swap bodies.
Mm,
And then Wolverine basically R words Mary Jane.
that's gross and weird.
And that and he Spider-Man's pissed off against the X-Men, and the X-Men are like the X-Men, but like the bad version of the X-Men type about it. They don't really care.
Eh.
And then Spider-Man doesn't like the X-Men, which honestly most justified crash out, most justified, most justified. You know?
Yeah, that sounds insane.
Yeah. It's, Yeah, screw Wolverine. Anyways,
It was screw that version at least.
many versions. Right? And it's not like I don't like certain Wolverines. Like I love like the movie version. You know, like it's like there's versions I do like. And there's probably good versions of him, but just like what happened with Magneto and other thing, it's just whenever I think about it, it's what it returns to. So I always get an ick in my brain about it.
Just think of the series again.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Ugh, you ruined it. You ruined it. You ruined it. Anything I enjoyed about it, you ruined it."
I was thinking about rating, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna rate anybody. I don't know. I'm tired, and there's a bunch of people on. Don't want to decide. So I just said stream. we'll rant about the X-Men and stuff like that another day.
Yeah. This was enjoyable for me. It was
I
very
could.
relaxing.
I've
This
I've
was a
got
low.
I've got
It was
some.
a low energy stream, but like it was
Yeah,
honestly like very chill, and I very much
yeah.
enjoyed it.
But yeah, there's I got a lot of classic. Like I have a whole omnibus of classic X-Men stories, so maybe I should read that. Maybe that'll I'll have more stuff to give you or that agree or disagree with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I guess that's something else we could cover next time whenever we
Yeah.
decide to do this
I need
again.
to read it
'Cause
at
this was
some point.
fun.
I need to figure out my shit of my balance of life where I'm both like reading what I need to read and reading what I want to read and everything. It's a mess.
True. But
Yeah.
yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed this a lot.
But yeah.